Good day, fight fans, and welcome back to another UFC Fight Night breakdown. This week we head to UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi Whittaker vs. De Ridder, and we're looking to bounce back strong after a disappointing 55% success rate on our last card. This one has all the ingredients for a high-action, high-reward night. So let's get right into breaking down the fights and hopefully stacking up some wins. Main event, Robert Whittaker vs. Reinier de Ridder in the middleweight division. We close the night with a fascinating clash between former UFC champ Robert Whittaker and former 2 Division 1 FC champ Reinier de Ridder. This fight is a true stylistic chess match, the elite kickboxing and takedown defense of Whittaker versus the smothering jiu-jitsu and grappling control of de Ridder. We are slightly leaning de Ridder here due to his relentless pressure and submission threat. However, Whittaker is very live, especially if he can keep the fight standing. His lateral movement, explosive entries and ability to blend striking with feints make him a dangerous opponent for anyone. Live bet watch. If Whittaker handles de Ridder's early takedown attempts well, a live bet on Whittaker might be valuable after round 1. Buyer beware, this is a razor-close fight. Alright, next up is Petr Yan vs. Marcus McGhee in the bantamweight division. This is really a chance for Petr Yan to right the ship after a tough losing streak, you know? He's up against Marcus McGhee, who's a dangerous and powerful striker, but still relatively green when it comes to elite competition. We're picking Yan to win here. His technical boxing, incredible defense, and that gas tank of his should be just too much for McGhee, especially as the fight goes into the later rounds. Expect Yan to chop the legs, work the body, and really outclass McGhee on volume. Next, we've got Magomedov taking on Marc-Andre Barriault at middleweight. This one should be an absolute barn burner. Magomedov is such a dynamic and flashy striker, bringing those unorthodox kicks and some serious knockout power to the table. On the other side, Barriault is gritty, super durable, and pretty dangerous in the clinch. We're siding with Magomedov here, expecting him to dictate the range and punish Barriault for every entry. That said, if Barriault can close the distance and make it a little dirty, things could definitely get interesting. But, if this stays standing, it's really Magomedov's fight to lose. Moving on, we've got Almabayev vs. Jose Ochoa in the flyweight division. We lean Almabayev in this one, and honestly it comes down to preparation. Ochoa is stepping in on short notice, which is always tough, especially against a fast-paced wrestler like Almabayev. Still, if Ochoa can survive the early storm and start showing signs of adapting, we might look to live bet him, depending on how that first round plays out. Nikita Krylov vs. Bogdan Guskov at light heavyweight. This could be chaos. Krylov brings unorthodox striking, strong grappling, and honestly tons of experience. Guskov on the other hand has some serious knockout power and will look to end it early. We're picking Krylov here because of his veteran savvy and his ability to really mix things up. If Guskov can't land something big early, Krylov should take over with his wrestling and relentless pace. Bryce Mitchell vs. said Nurmagomedov at bantamweight. This one's all about control versus creativity. Mitchell will hunt the takedown relentlessly, while Saeed is going to look to keep it standing with those spinning kicks and sharp counters. We're siding with Nurmagomedov since his takedown defense has held up well in the past, and honestly if he can avoid getting trapped underneath Mitchell, he should have the tools to win this one on the feet. Muslim Salikhov vs. Carlos Leal at welterweight. Here's a potential sleeper for fight of the night. Salikhov is a flashy spinning striker, but he is aging. Leal is tough, strong, and hits really hard. We're picking Carlos Leal to win, and honestly, we like the knockout or technical knockout prop. His pressure and youth may just be too much for Salikhov to handle at this stage. Alright, next up we've got Davy Grant vs. Blackshear in the bantamweight division. Honestly, this fight really is a coin flip. Grant's pressure and durability make him super dangerous, especially as the fight goes on. On the other hand, Blackshear has that dynamic grappling and some pretty creative movement, but he sometimes fades late. We are slightly siding with Blackshear here, but Grant is absolutely a live dog, especially if the fight gets extended. And hey, if you're looking for a live bet option, keep an eye out. If Grant survives round 1 and starts taking over, there could be some real value on a live line. Also, the fight going the distance is a pretty solid angle to consider. Moving on, it's Amanda Ribas versus Tabitha Ricci in the women's strawweight division. We all know the volatility of women's MMA, anything can happen in there. That said, we're picking Amanda Ribas, who brings more UFC experience and honestly, sharper overall striking. Still, Ricci's got a solid grappling game, and she can definitely steal rounds if she gets top control. So, be cautious here. This is one of those fights that could flip on just one takedown. Now let's talk about Aslan versus Billy Elekana at light heavyweight. We're picking Aslan in this one. Elekana just hasn't shown enough against elite talent to back him confidently at this point. Aslan's got the power and really a more complete game right now. That said, if Elekana looks sharp in round 1, especially coming in under a full camp, he might be a guy to watch in future matchups. Yahya versus Stephen Nguyen at featherweight. So, Nguyen looks to be the better technical striker here, and honestly, we're backing him to take the win. Yahya can definitely be explosive, but Nguyen's volume and accuracy give him the edge. Look for Nguyen to control distance and, potentially outpoint Yahya over 3 rounds. Martin Buday versus Marcus Buchecha at heavyweight. What a way to open the card. Grappler versus striker. Buchecha, a decorated BJJ world champion, will want this on the mat fast. Buday, a steady and composed striker, could flip this if he stuffs early takedowns. We're slightly picking Buchecha for his top control and ground and pound, but if Buday survives early and finds his rhythm, a live bet on Buday could have serious value. Well, fight fans, that's our breakdown for UFC Fight Night Whittaker versus Day Ritter in Abu Dhabi. Let's hope these picks bring us a strong bounce-back week and some serious profits. As always, bet responsibly, manage your bankroll, and let's enjoy the show. If you liked this video, hit the like button, leave a comment with your picks, and subscribe for more weekly breakdowns. Good luck this weekend, and may the fight gods be on our side.